some interesting smells coming out this bag. A couple of months ago, I did a video called the highest reviewed restaurant I've ever seen or something like that. Today, I'm going to be doing the lowest reviewed restaurant I've ever seen with a couple caveats. One, it's got to be in my vicinity. You know, I got to get access to it. And for two, it's got to be, I wanted to make it fair. I wanted it to have at least 10 reviews, the restaurant that I choose, because, you know, you can see a 1-star restaurant, but it only has 1 review, so that's not really fair. This place has 10 reviews and it's sitting at a 2.8 on Google Maps, and Google says it is a gimbap restaurant, which it is. They have various types of gimbap, and they have some like ramen, they have tteokbokki, and they have what I got, a combination of the two, tteokbokki. So yeah, I got 2 rolls of gimbap and 1 order of tteokbokki. They have a very small menu, so you know, this is pretty much it. Now, I don't want to reveal the name of this place, just I won't affect their business anyway, because no one who would actually order from there would probably be watching this video. But right off the bat, they did something interesting. This really heavy, kind of soupy tteokbokki is sitting on top of the gimbap, which it's kind of like a, I don't know, Koreans get super triggered if I ever call this like Korean style sushi, but it's just something that I can use to explain what it's like. It's like a sushi roll, but don't tell any Korean I said that. It's basically like, you'll see if you don't know what it is. But I would have put these on top maybe. It took about 30 minutes to get here, and all this costs $16.17. Ooh, I do like this though. That is a nice little touch. There's like 10, this is like the smallest Haribo gummy bear packet I've ever seen. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, there's like 7 or 8 in there. So for $16.17, I guess that's not the worst price I've ever seen, but I was reading the reviews and people were saying that for the price, it was not, yeah, most people were complaining about the price. Food doesn't live up to it. And yeah, I actually spent like a couple hours, my wife and I, trying to find the worst reviewed restaurant, and if there's a worse rated one around here, sue me. This is the one that we found. I mean, we spent a lot of time looking. So let me first show you what's in this right here. Gave you this little thing, common thing in Korea, to cut open the seal. Now this is not just any tteokbokki. This is cheese fake crab meat tteokbokki. You can see some of that fake crab meat shredded up in there. You can see some of that cheese. Look, a couple little mini eggs in there. And then, yeah, I mean, we'll have to really dive in there to see what's all in there. But this, I haven't had this in ages. I've never had it with the fake crab meat. Not a huge fan of fake crab meat, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Now, I got 2 different kinds of gimbap here. I like the packaging actually with the smiley faces. I got 1 tuna and 1 kind of stir-fried spicy pork. This one is the stir-fried spicy pork. Looking decent. Can't really complain yet. I will say some of these look a little bit thinly cut here. I don't know about that. Maybe I wouldn't be analyzing it so much if it wasn't because of the reviews on here, but here is the inside of this one. Not looking bad. You can see some of that meat, that pork in there. There's also like an egg, radish, and carrots and other stuff, rice obviously. Here's the tuna one. And looking about the same. Obviously the fillings are a bit different. Instead of that stir-fried pork, you got the canned tuna, I believe. I don't know if they mix it with mayo. Not really sure, but the other things kind of look similar in there. And last and least, some slices of pickled radish here. Maybe I'll eat a couple of these. These are pretty classic to give at a place like this. And this is a very classic combo. Good for a quick lunch here in Korea. This is kind of like Korean fast food. All right, so a 2.8, that would scale up to like a 5.6. I go out of 10, so let's see if it'll beat 5.6, which would be a F on my rating scale. Let's start off with the gimbap, since they are calling themselves a gimbap spot. I'm gonna try. the tuna one first. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. This is one of those things that I don't have a large library of experience when it comes to like eating kimbap. I don't have a lot of reference points. I've had it numerous times, but it's not something I eat on the reg. I might have had this 20 times, if that. So, I don't know, it's hard to say. I'd say it's just like par for the course, you know what I mean? I feel like the outer wrapping of seaweed paper, the kim, could be a little bit more tasty. For sure. Maybe not the best texture I've ever had. The tuna seems fine. I can't complain. This would get a higher than a 5.6 right off the bat, just eating this so far. But I will say this, I have definitely had better. This right here, actually I agree with the comments. A little bit high for the, little bit meh for the price. If this was a lower price, wouldn't be saying anything. I remember I used to get this for like $1.50 back in the day, something like that. Maybe $2, but. And yeah, usually they're like a little bit thicker than this, I feel like, but I guess that doesn't really matter too much. This is the spicy pork one. I think I prefer this one already. One thing we definitely have to do is like get a combo of this, oh snap, and this. This one, the rice, like no joke, does seem a little bit weird. It's off, the rice is off. I think it's like undercooked or just not cooked right. The texture of it, it's almost a little bit of that crunch still in there. The meat seems fine though. Overall, this one, I wouldn't necessarily give it a 5.6, but maybe like a 6.6, which is pretty low for me. That being said, the fact that it does have meat in here. So when it comes to kimbap, I don't know if y'all had it before, but a very popular, one of the most classic versions is just straight up vegetables. It's the OG, well, I don't know if it's OG, but it's just the standard. So all it has is vegetables, no meat. Give me probably 9 times out of 10, this 6.6 with meat over like the highest quality, best rated, pure vegetable kimbap. And 9 times out of 10, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me a McDonald's McDouble over the highest rated gourmet salad in the world. 9 times out of 10. That last bite was a little bit funky. Let's try this. Let's try these. Clear the palate. All right. This one I'm almost a little bit scared of because of all that fake crab meat. The texture I like, actually. It's not too soupy. I feel like I've had this and it's been like almost very soupy. This is solid. This ain't really going nowhere, but it's very hot. Mostly ramen in here so far in this first bite. But we also got some cheese. We also got like a fish cake. Looks like the tteokbokki is underneath, but first, going in. All right, yeah. Right off the bat, flavor, not bad. Not bad at all. But the texture, and it's inevitable sometimes, it's completely overcooked. The noodles. But a very pleasant, surprisingly pleasant flavor. I actually kind of F with the flavor, at least on that first bite. And I think that has something to do with that fake crab meat. Here's a piece of the tteokbokki. Seems overcooked as well. Good flavor though. The sauce they're using, I actually like quite a bit. Let's try one of these eggs. Good egg. Yeah, the ramen noodles it's just mush. But like I said, it's hard to do, man. I guess if you're gonna do delivery, you should probably just undercook the heck out of them and hope that they kind of normalize during that delivery time. Because yeah, these are completely... I don't hate overcooked noodles, but there is a falling off point where it's like, these aren't even noodles. It just, when you eat it, it just kind of disintegrates, squishes together. That was a good piece. The duck rice cake. Flavor wise though, yeah, it's got a bit of spice. It almost has a hint. I mean, I might be tripping, but maybe it's because of that cheese. I'm almost tasting like some mac and cheese flavor, like out the box, which is strange. It doesn't have that kind of classic Korean ramen flavor or tteokbokki flavor. It's kind of an amalgamation of a few things. And like I said, I like it. Got a decent amount of spice, sitting at like a 2.5 to 3. All right, what we need to do, since this is just complete like mush anyway, I don't know if you can really tell in the video, we gotta do one of these. That's good. That was good. I like that. I did like it. Now, here's another thing I should say. Since I did pull the reviews off of Google Maps, or Google, whatever, maybe they had complaints with the actual vibe of the restaurant, or maybe it was dirty, I don't know, which doesn't necessarily affect the delivery experience. So you gotta take everything kind of with a grain of salt. Also, like I said earlier, those caveats. But I can't put in the title like, the worst reviewed restaurant I've ever seen in my vicinity with 10 reviews are over, you know what I mean? So, sorry if it tricked anybody. But I would say in general, restaurants have pretty good reviews. Like I'm saying, like, look on Google Maps in Seoul for restaurants with like 10 reviews or more. It's hard to find anything below a 3. Honestly, it can be hard to find anything below a 4 sometimes, depending on where you look. I'm in a neighborhood with a lot of good restaurants. So maybe that has something to do with it too. Also, you know, I think restaurants out here, I've heard, I don't know if it's true, so don't quote it as fact, but I've heard, you know, restaurants do things to like boost their ratings. I've heard that they will, well, I've seen it in person. They will give you like a free, a free drink, like a Coke, if you leave a review. And it's on the honor system. So you on the app, you like check, I will review this for a free Coke. So they'll send you the Coke and just expect you to honor that and leave a good review. Or just a review in general, I guess. So I've seen that in person, not sure how legal that is. I have heard that restaurants will delete reviews. Bad ones, that is. Yeah, that, I've never had a direct experience with that, just something I heard. Also, I have heard that, like no joke, I've heard that restaurants will pay people to leave good reviews. Like you can get a part-time job as someone who like leaves good reviews for restaurants, something like that. I don't know how truthful that is, but something I heard. Can't believe everything you hear, but yeah. I'm getting just kind of like, yeah, good on this food, to be honest with you. I guess I'll finish off the tuna because that's what I preferred. And it does make this a lot more palatable when you are combining it, just to give it a little texture. But here's what I'll say. This gimbap, I've had stuff that is equally as good, if not better, from the convenience store. And that would be, I'm assuming, a decent amount cheaper. And it's been sitting out all day, so it's not like, even though this did take 30 minutes to arrive, like I've had convenience store gimbap that's been sitting there all day, and it's still just as good as that. This, yeah, it's just the texture that really threw it off, but the flavor, not bad. Another thing that ticked me off about this restaurant, they didn't have an option for just regular tteokbokki. Like you had to get the one with the crab meat. No options. But they had a super small menu. Usually I like that, but in this case, give me another option. But I do like the flavor. Now, when it comes to this, you could also probably find this at a convenience store, instant style tteokbokki, or I know you could get them separately, you know, instant tteokbokki and instant ramen, and combine them for a cheaper price than this. If you cook it right, it won't be overcooked like this. You can get cheese, throw that in there too. And so you could probably recreate this meal with minimal effort for a decent, much cheaper price, and just as good. Just going to the convenience store, that's what I'll say. I kind of feel like an idiot going so in depth reviewing this when like no one will know what this restaurant is called probably unless you do a real deep dive. So, but I don't want to call them out. It's not really my thing. I'll call out big chains, I guess. As far as I know, this is not a chain. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm pretty much good, man. I'm good on this. Ate a decent amount. But yeah, it's getting old. But you know what? I will eat these gummy bears. While I think of my final score, which again, doesn't really matter. It's gonna get higher than a 5.6, but not too much higher. I'm thinking like 6, 7. No. 6.5, just right in the middle. In that of the 6 range. Which would be a D. I'm not getting this place again, that's for damn sure. Anyway, I'm just getting out of here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.